bug on it?
No.
What are you doing?
Instead of saying check, I'm just blowing into it.
But you do that before. No one checks in the middle.
I do.
That's pre-record. You check. You don't press record and then check your mic.
Yeah, we do things.
That does sound like something we would do. So, but either way, I don't think that's the way it's supposed to work. And whatever. What the fuck? Who gives a shit?
What's
hey
up,
guys,
bitches?
what's up? What's up? It's the weekend. It's the fucking weekend. R. Kelly's excited somewhere, peeing on someone. Maybe. You think he gets to pee on anyone in jail?
No. Although he's got a lot of money, so he's got probably a lot of protection and shit in there.
I feel like R. Kelly, if he wants a bitch, could get a bitch. I know he's not like a tough guy, but I feel like because of his status, he could get a bitch. But then with that being said, he would also be prime suspect to be a bitch, because how cool would it be to have R. Kelly be your bitch? No, bitch, I'm going to pee. You pee on me.
Yeah, but he gets drugs brought in probably and money.
You think he's on drugs?
I think he buys his way around.
I think R. Kelly's drug is pussy. So, I mean, he's probably going through bad withdrawals. There's no way he's not trying to get some back pussy, some ass pussy from some dude.
I wonder if any female guards have fucked him or sucked his dick or anything.
I think
he could talk him. That.
He could talk him into it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the Kells he put on that little. Remember when he put on that little mask? The little eye things, the little fucking sexual Zorro.
Little bandana.
Yeah, dude. He put that sexual Zorro mask on. He'll trick anyone. I might suck his dick if he talks to me a certain way. I'm not.
Yeah, but then he'd pee on you, and it would kill the whole mood.
Yeah. You know what? Because it's not that bad sucking a dick, but as soon as you get peed on, man, it's too far.
Over.
It's too far.
It's over.
Yeah, it's over for me.
It's been a long week. Yeah, it's just been a long week. 4 days ago, hurt my neck.
My life's fucking boring.
Still hurts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had that. I
slept on it funny. I don't know, but it's not going away.
I have this cool thing going. It doesn't hurt right now. This upper arm hurts whenever I go like this. If I look this way, pain radiates all the way down.
Really?
Yeah. Now I thought at first, anytime your arm hurts, you're having a heart attack.
Left arm.
Yeah, well, this is the left arm.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, oh, okay, well, here we go. I'm due. And
I think they said it goes numb when you're having a heart attack.
It does lots of things, and it can do different things for different people. But either way, left arm pain is definitely one of the symptoms, but it usually always goes with chest pain, which I wasn't having any. And then I noticed that I have if you can recreate the pain, then it's probably not a heart attack, unless you're recreating it from running up a hill. But, if you're just doing this, and all of a sudden you feel all the pain. Well, that's not anything to do with your heart. It's a pinched nerve or something.
Yeah,
so that's probably
I've located the lump.
Yeah. You got a lump?
Well, it's a tight muscle
that's
or a pinch nut.
That's cancer.
I just can't.
You're a goner.
I can't release it. So,
dude, you're hideous right now, and it's bothering me because you got these hairs. I don't know if it's your chest hairs.
I don't have chest hairs. Man.
Well, there's big hairs that are poking out of your shirt. I thought it was chest hairs, and I thought the same thing. Hey, look at that. That was a wild hair. You're getting some
beard hair.
Oh, neck hair, dude. You're getting some wild neck hair.
Well, that's called a beard.
Well, no, you were supposed to shave underneath. As you see
here.
I don't do it very often.
I just didn't shave today.
Yeah. I'm just saying it's awful. Yeah, if you could sit like that, because I was starting to think you were gross like Nathan. I had a bunch of chest hair.
I don't have a lot of chest hair.
Yeah, I got a little patch. A little patch is all I got.
That's all I got.
This is all I got.
That's pretty much what I have.
That's not that cool.
And it doesn't go down far.
It's actually very hideous. But
it's better than the thick brush.
I don't know. As a fat guy,
that's gross.
As a fat guy, you might be better off with the brush to cover up some of the stretch marks and stuff.
I would rather have the stretch marks. I think girls would rather see it than a bunch of fur.
Really? I don't know. I don't know.
Girls don't like hair, man.
I'm not a hairy guy.
I'm not either.
But I got a couple of hairy friends that do all right for themselves. Yeah, you're like shaved leg, kind of not hairy.
I just don't have a lot of hair.
That was borderline homo.
Was it?
I don't know.
I was just showing the audience that I'm not a hairy person.
I'm making a list. I think we'll have it for Brent's show, or Brent's when he comes on next week, for 10 things that are gayer than being gay. And so I'm not going to brainstorm here because I'll have the list next week. But I believe there are much things, because for me and you, probably maybe more so me, whenever I'm referring to gay things, it usually never has to do with anything actually homosexual.
Off the top of my head, I'd say the number one gayer thing than being gay is a man going to a Taylor Swift concert.
Yeah, that's pretty gay.
Yeah.
But that seems almost just like we're actual gay. So I don't know, but that goes into the category of almost just being gay, but either way, I'm going to have that list, and I don't know why did I bring that up. What the fuck am I even talking about?
I don't know,
dude.
But I had
drugs.
Fucking situation happen to me this week.
All right, let's hear it.
All right, so I get on one of the swinger sites that I'm on. Mm-hmm. When you're a bull, you're always scouting new pastures. Okay.
Good way to put it, dude. Scouting new pastures.
So I log in.
So when Chris is on the internet looking at all this fucking weird porn stuff, that's what he's doing. He's scouting new pastures as a bull. That is
open-minded.
Good move. Good move.
What it is.
All right, go. Move on.
So I look in the little corner. There's a picture of an envelope, and there's a 1 next to it. So I got a message. Mm-hmm. All right, so I log in. It's from a couple. They live in Kentucky. I don't exactly know where Georgetown, Kentucky is, but that's where they live.
Bengals used to practice there. That was where their old training camp was for a little while. It's not that far south.
Guy sends me a message. Hey, man.
About 40 minutes.
I looked at your profile there. My wife liked it. Mm-hmm. I'm like, oh, cool, man. What do you guys looking for? And he said, well, I'm just looking for someone to fuck my wife. Sometimes I'll watch.
What a loser.
Sometimes I won't even be there. She just likes more dick than I can provide is basically how he put it to me.
Yeah.
And I said, well, when you are there, do you watch or do you want to jump in? He goes, well, sometimes the mood hits me. I said, well, we'll stop right there. I don't do the jump in part. You're more than welcome to watch, but blah, blah, blah. So we're talking, they seem like his grammar is real bad.
Well, I hate right away where you go, they seem like normal people. No, they don't. They're messaging a stranger to have sex with his wife. This is no longer a normal person.
In today's society, it is.
Still not a normal person, but go on.
So he's talking to me. What I'm saying is when I say he seems like a normal person, he didn't seem crazy.
Yeah.
And he goes, is this something you'd be interested in? I said, I don't know. I'd have to see pictures and blah, 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 and get a few of my rules, to you, what I do and don't do and blah, blah, blah.
Rules. I got to get my writer together.
Yeah. I want 1,400 green M&Ms in a bowl.
I like swirl in my dick and Skittles before I have your wife suck it.
So he just said, yeah, she likes you to...
Taste the rainbow, whore!
She likes to be dominated, likes to be fucked really hard, hair pulled, all that stuff. I'm like, cool, send me some pictures. Mm-hmm. First, they sent me a picture of the two of them just standing there on their porch.
Oh, I want to see that picture.
Okay.
You just showed me butthole and vag and cum shot. Like, I actually want to see what these people look like on top of it.
Well, first of all, they were old.
How old? Maybe that's what that...
Now, this picture they sent me, they were old. They were old people.
I mean, like, you're old.
Yeah, but they were old
They were
people.
like your age?
No, they were much older than me.
I bet you they were your age.
At least they looked like it.
Okay, fair enough.
And then they sent me other pictures where she looked younger, and I'm like, maybe it's whatever. So then he goes, what do you think? And I'm like, well, to be honest with you, I said, most of the wives that I bang are in their, mid to late 40s, early 40s sometimes. I said, she looks a little bit older. And he goes, yeah, but you haven't seen her naked. And I'm like, all right, hit me. And he sends over some boob pictures and then this kind of picture. And then all of a sudden, her on her knees, bent over, just looking at ass and pussy. Mm-hmm. And it scared me when I saw it.
Yeah, I saw it too.
You saw the picture.
It also scared me.
It was the worst looking
it was up there.
Thing you've ever seen.
It was.
I can't. If you happen to work with me, I'll gladly show it to you.
It looked like a fucking toad throwing up.
It was gross, and it had a load of jizz in it.
Well, at first he
that
sent
was the
you
color
that picture.
Of your cup.
Yeah, he sent you the picture. Apparently, I mean, I didn't notice until you pointed it out. Honestly, I was so grossed out by the color and shape of everything going on there that I've just like, ugh. But after he did point it out, the load is green.
Green.
The load is green. It looks like, because even when I looked at it, I was like, is it sick? Like, is that a disease? Like, is it spitting up? Is this what chlamydia looks like up close? What's going on?
All right, so let me tell you the story. So he says, I'd like to walk in and see that. And I went, well, not really my thing, man. And he goes, what do you mean not your thing? I said, well, it's just not the type I normally am attracted to.
I don't like fat bitches with snot in their pussy.
And it looks like someone took a brown paintbrush and painted the whole crack area.
Yeah, dude, what's going on here? This is now the second asshole and pussy I've seen in the last couple of weeks in the wild, because it's not the internet. These are real people sending their pictures. And what's going on with everyone's ass and pussy? Like, why is it so dark? What's going on?
I said to him, look, man, I said, you seem like cool people, but I'm just going to pass this time. And in the swinger world,
yeah,
if somebody says, no, thanks, not interested, it's supposed to be, all right, have a good
one. Move on, yeah. What, you think you're fucking special?
So he goes, what's wrong with it? And I said, man, it's just not my thing. What's wrong with the pictures? And I'm like, I'm just not attracted to it. He goes, come on, dude, be honest. What's wrong with it? I said, you want me to be honest? I said, it's the grossest looking fucking thing I've ever seen. I said, it looks like that ass and pussy is going to fucking attack me and take a bite out of me.
It does. It looks like a goblin.
I said, and why is that load green? I said, was it green when you put it in? Or did it turn it green?
Dude, she has like some easy baked pussy oven that turns your loads green.
And then he got mad. Man, you insulted my wife. I said, you asked me to be honest.
I know, I'm insulting your load for one thing.
He goes, man, you better hope I don't find out who you are, man. I'll kick your ass.
He's going to beat you up?
I'm like, well, whatever.
You saw his picture. Could he beat you up?
No. And I'm like...
Maybe he's like my crazy neighbor.
I said, you asked me to be nice. Honest. It's horrible looking. I said, no man is going to come over based on that picture that you sent.
I wouldn't say no man, but you'd
have to be pretty fucking desperate.
Yeah, your zone to pick from is quite small. I can't see being a lot of people
going around. So he goes, fuck you. He goes, you're a fag. I'm like, I'm not a fag.
That has nothing to do with being gay.
I said, I just don't like vaginas and assholes that are black. And I don't mean black people. I mean white person, black butthole.
No, the discoloration that is weird.
Yeah, and basically he went, hey, man, don't fucking contact me. And I went, you don't have to worry.
Don't worry.
I said, I didn't contact you this time. So you don't have to worry about it.
Yeah, don't worry. I got you put in my phone as dark vag, not coming in.
Yeah.
Ew. What?
Yeah, she's
What's
old.
going on? He looks like a biker or something.
Yeah.
Like, or, a wannabe biker.
And she looks like a older lady.
I don't get old when I see that. I thought she just looked like a pig.
Well,
I know that's not nice.
She has the ugliest vagina I've ever laid eyes on. And anyway, he goes, man, don't contact me or I'll beat your ass. I'm like, he goes, better not hope I fucking find you. I'm like, are you going to actually actively look for me? Because your wife has an ugly pussy and your load is green? And that's what I said to him. He goes, man, just fuck off. And I'm like, all right, later. And I hung up.
He's going to actively look. Meet me at the flagpole.
Yeah.
Dude, you should have met him at the flagpole.
Hey, meet me at the American Legion up here where I live, man. I'll beat your ass.
I'll meet you at Buc-ee's in Richmond.
But you saw the vagina. Is there anything in the world that would make you want to fucking stick your dick in there?
Buddy, after I seen the pictures that they originally sent you with their face, I wouldn't have responded to the text. So you've already gave them more credit or more leeway than I ever would have gave them.
I'm not a face guy.
Well, that's not you can see that face is not attached to a good-looking body. All right? that face tells you everything you need to know about the whole package.
There's such thing as a really bad face with a nice vagina, and then he sent that. And I'm like, ugh.
That face was built a certain way where you could tell the attachment was not shapely.
Well, I never showed any interest.
Basically, you could tell she's a big fat bitch from just the pictures.
Yeah. And
why would you I wouldn't want to go any further. I mean, unless you're into fat chicks, and then good for you.
Which I'm not.
Yeah, I know you're not. That's why I'm moving on. And I'm not either. Yeah. And I know I've always said it's fucking ridiculous because I'm a big fat piece of shit. But just not what I'm into.
Yeah.
Not in the fat girls. I got friends in the fat girls, all right? If you, I got my boy out there, BB, going to concerts, just looking around for a fatty, all right? He'll find one.
BB?
Yeah.
Those are his initials.
Yeah, something like it. It just fucking hit him.
Bottom line is, if you approach the bull, you better have a good-looking heifer.
That's true. You know what I mean?
It was gross. I mean, it was the first time anybody said, fuck you, man. I'll kick your ass.
And they don't have to be good looking for you. They just have to be skinny, as we've kind of noticed about you. And not have a fucking pussy that looks like it owes someone money and's got the shit beat out of it a couple times. I mean, that's part of the problem there. The last two vaginas that I've seen that have been offered upon were not ones that theirs are like vaginas. If I saw in a dark alley, I'd be afraid they steal my wallet. I mean, they're just bad looking vaginas.
I looked at that vagina and said, if you stick your dick in there, when it comes out, I think it looks like a sharpened pencil. I think it starts to eat away at the head and the coronal ridge there.
Coronal ridge.
And when it starts to hurt and you pull it out, a little bit of damage has already been done.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have stuck my dick in that for money.
No. Hey, how do I want to approach? We'll get back to it later.
Approach.
Nah, no, I'll get back to it later because I have to be very. It's a game, you know.
Okay. By the way, I'm right. You're wrong.
All right. What am I right about? What are you
Chase
wrong about?
is not practicing again.
Chase is not practicing again. We
and you said, see, he's back. Fuck you, Dick. I
did say fuck you, Dick, and I still agree to that. Listen, okay, let's talk about Chase a little bit, I guess.
He's not back.
But he was back for a day. He's gonna play. You know what the problem was?
Someone asked him on the sideline, and I saw it. He said, "Are you going to play?" And he said, "We'll see."
He might not. Here's the thing about Chase. People are not thinking about this all the way through. All right.
He doesn't want to honor his current contract.
Well, his contract.
Period.
You know how much he's set to get paid this year?
$4 million. Yeah, it's a joke.
No, it's $1 million. When it's all said and done, it was $1 million. I think $3 million.
I thought it was $4 million.
$1 million. It's $1 million for the year. His game check is going to be something like $70,000. That's what he's going to miss if he misses a game.
But I mean,
this is a man.
This is a guy who's getting jersey money. He's getting advertising money. This man's not poor.
No,
and all I'm saying with this is just like I explained to Matt, that I want him to get his money. I want him to stay here. Mm-hmm. Okay, fuck Mike Brown. Give him his money. Yep. Okay, but my whole point is, what is the point of a contract anymore? I mean, us as a union people, could we just go to them and say, we've decided that we no longer like the contract that we signed, so we're going to fucking not do anything. We're not going to work until you give us more.
Well, if it was
can't do that.
If it was in our contract to it, where all you do is you miss money. And if in our contract they go, okay, you can do that, you can not come to work, and we won't pay you, but you keep your job, then yeah, we could do that. And that's the way the contracts are for football. They don't get fired. The thing is, they can't go to any other team and get paid either.
No.
Here's the thing with Chase, and I don't know if many people remember, but during the COVID year, Chase sat out a whole football season.
And LSU.
And he did that for the same exact reason he's doing now. Because he knew that if he went out there that year and got injured, he's going to be missing out on the long-term money. You give up your short-term money for your long-term money. And he might have been picked earlier in the draft. You know, if he went out that year in LSU and had the fucking ridiculous, he might have been a number 2 pick and got more money. But he also knew that he's going to be a top 10 pick if he sits out. So let me wait. I'll get my $35 million or whatever that rookie first-year person gets for their contract.
Which no one can live on.
And I'm good. And I'm good. At this point, though, he's now in a year where he is getting paid less than Trenton Irwin on his team. Less than, you know what I mean? Like, he's one of the lowest paid.
But that's the game.
No, it's not. It is, but it's not. The game also is play it the way he's playing it. Now, the Bengals went out and they signed Joe Burrow at this time. So they've done it before. It's not like they've never done this before. They signed Joe Burrow before his 4th year. All right. So they've already set their precedent that they're willing to do this. They have the money on the books to do this now. Mike Brown's making a weird point I don't understand. Or maybe he was just holding out for all these other receivers to get their contracts so we could base it around that, and we'll get a contract this week, which is kind of what I'm expecting. I expect them to sign. If you remember, they signed Burrow before game 1, right before game 1.
Yeah.
I got a feeling that's what's going to happen in the end. And I think Chase knows that too, and I think that's why he's just waiting, because if you do, let's say he does go out and practice and somehow fuck up his knee and he can never play again, he's going to miss out on $120 million guaranteed money. Yeah. All right. And even if he misses this whole year, doesn't play a year, what, he misses out on $4 million and next year gets a guaranteed, probably even more than $120 million. His value is not going to go down. He can sit a whole year and his value is not going to go down.
Right.
In fact, now you're looking at a guy who's going to be able to play longer because he's now missed a year of college and maybe a year of pros, so he doesn't have those hits adding up.
But I mean,
so for the next
look at some of the guys who have sat out a long time. Zeke. Le'Veon Bell.
Well, Le'Veon Bell.
They never came back the same, did they?
It's a running back, and I think
But they didn't come back the same.
But the running backs, Zeke came back and had a good year, and I don't think Zeke sat out. I think Le'Veon Bell's been the only one that's done it through the season.
Yeah, for the whole year.
And it didn't work out for Le'Veon Bell at all. But again, Le'Veon Bell is a different position. It's a running back. Chase still has a viable 6-8 years left.
See, the difference is I want him to get his money.
So do I.
Okay, I just hate the way he's doing it because of the 2 years left.
I think it's a business move. I mean, the guys.
But do you notice this business move only happens with quarterbacks and receivers, and sometimes running backs? It never happens with anybody else
because they have the leverage. The other teams, they don't move the needle. You know what I mean? Like as good as your left guard is, come on, man. You know what I mean? You got to move on. They have the leverage. It's a business move. I mean, I think you would do the same thing. If you were already a millionaire, already probably set for your life, and someone's like, all right, man, you can go practice right now, and by next year, you're going to be making $120 million. Or you can just say, fuck it, not play this year. You miss out on $4 million, but you don't take a chance of fucking hurting yourself and missing out on that big chunk. He wants his chunk before he gets hurt. You know what I mean? Before he has a chance to get hurt. I do not blame him. It makes sense to me. If I was Jamar Chase and I'm already worth $30 million, I probably wouldn't play for this year either. You know what I mean? I'd be looking around and go, what? Really? I'm getting paid this, and Trenton Irwin is getting paid this. T. Higgins is making $22 million.
But Trenton Irwin's making this, and I'm making this. But next year, you make 25 times what Trenton Irwin makes.
Well, because he's 30 times the player.
Exactly. But what I'm saying is that's what a rookie contract is about.
But again, I think they got a little bit fucked by the union, but that 5th-year option. You know what I mean? And they can be mad.
I never thought that was a good idea.
They can get mad at their union about that, but they probably gave up something to get it. Who knows? I don't know the ins and outs.
Go
of how
beat up
shit
Gene
works.
Upshaw.
But either way, I don't know. I don't blame Chase. I see it as a business move. It does not bother me one bit. If he starts missing games, it's going to bother me. I still don't know if I personally would dislike him over it because I understand where he's coming from as just someone that wants to set up their fucking generational family. You know what I mean? And he has the opportunity to do that, and he's risking it for money that he really doesn't need. You know what I mean? In the end, there ain't much difference between $33 million and $34 million. There's a big difference between $30 million and $150 million.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So the guy is gonna get paid, whether the Bengals want to pay him or not. He's gonna get paid. To say he's not worth it's crazy because there's probably 15 other teams right now that would give him that contract in a second just to have a player that good. So the guy's going to get his money. The Bengals have the money. Pay him the fucking money, man. And just stop with the games. This is some old school weird game I think Mike Brown's playing that, is still stuck in the 1960s and 70s that his dad was from. And the game's changed, man. You got to do what you got to do to keep your good players. And they are worth it because they're bringing in that money. And maybe if he didn't think that way, they wouldn't be the 32nd most valuable team in the league, which just came out yesterday.
They're last?
3 years in a row last. The least valuable team in NFL.
Really?
Now, this is a team that's good and has been good for 3 years.
We're less valuable than the Carolina Panthers?
We are the least valuable 3 years in a row.
Wow. Panthers right above us?
I don't know it was somewhere right around there. But yeah, now I don't know how they come up with those stats, if that just means the Brown family compared to Jerry Jones, if it's just.
Or maybe it has to do with
the amount of money they bring in.
What they consider the team to be worth.
Yes, I think that's exactly what it's supposed to be. And apparently they're last. And so at some point or another, you got to look at yourself and say, maybe it's the way we do business. It's just not that good. And they've made a lot of changes over the years. Again, I think Chase signs before week 1. I really do. I think, it's been floated out there by people that know it, the situation that he was kind of pissed at Taylor and them for coming out and saying, yeah, he's here. He'll be with us, week 1. He's kind of mad that the Bengals are trying to control the narrative and not him, I guess. So this is his way.
But he hasn't given any interviews.
Yeah, exactly.
He hasn't said anything.
But he's controlled the narrative, but just not being there.
Well, what I'm saying is when you got the press fucking questions, they'd much rather go to Chase and get the
Oh, yeah,
he's not talking.
Yeah, you don't talk to him. But which is a smart move because you say something stupid and then all of a sudden you're the bad guy. Right now, he's the bad guy to certain people, but they're going to forget as soon as he starts playing. And then, and this is the only contract thing we're going to have for at least 5-6 years for him. So
then why did he practice for the one day?
I don't know. I got a feeling that they were negotiating and he thought they were close and then maybe they stopped. They had a break. And he's like, all right, well, then back to not practicing again. That would be my guess. I figured they were going to wait for the Ayuk trade or the Ayuk thing to go through and the CeeDee Lamb. I thought CeeDee Lamb more so than Ayuk because I think Jamar is in the CeeDee Lamb category. The Justin Jefferson, CeeDee Lamb, Jamar.
And he's asking for more.
I don't know what he's asking.
160 for 4 years.
That's not a real.
With 120 guaranteed.
That's a number that was floated. That doesn't.
But that's what he's asking for.
You don't know that. I mean, they said that about.
What was publicized.
They said that
on
about
ESPN.
Ayuk and what he ended up signing for. He signed for 4 years, 120, which was less than what the Patriots offer him, by the way.
Well, Chase is better than Ayuk.
No, I know he is, but I'm just saying, everybody said.
But I wouldn't say Chase is better than CeeDee Lamb.
No, but everybody
was better than Tyreek.
No, my point is, everybody was saying Ayuk was asking for $32 million a year, or whatever it was, and that ended up not being true. So you never know.
But what I'm saying is, let's say hypothetically, Chase gets his $140 million. Okay, here's your money. You got it. Next year, Jefferson gets $170. Then Chase sits out all over again and goes, I want $170.
No, because at that point, your money's too high. You're not just, he's part of the reason
they always want to be, right now, with quarterbacks and even receivers, they want to be the number one paid.
Well, you don't see.
When fucking Mahomes got it, that contract was unprecedented. Nobody had ever heard of a contract that high for $50 million a year. No one ever heard of it. And then Burrow's was just a little higher. And then this guy's was
a little
higher.
Dax is going to be bigger than all
I
of them.
know. That's what
Dax
I'm saying.
is going to be high, but that's normal. That's been going on in football for fucking 30 years. Now, the sit-out things are different, but that typically doesn't happen outside of the first contract because at that point they're giving up too much money. And a lot of times that shit gets worked into the contract so they don't do that next time. You know what I mean? Like, it's a different thing when Chase is making $6 million a game, you know what I mean? And he has to miss the game. They're missing 70,000 this year or whatever the fuck it is. Like, that's not a hit for him. But once he gets the big contract, then it is. And I think what I'm saying is you don't see that much on the second contract. It's usually
you lose money for sitting out practices.
I don't think so. That's why they do a sit in instead of a sit out.
Oh, okay.
There's I forget how it works.
Maybe the fact that he shows up on the sidelines.
Yes, no, that's the difference. That's the work through that they've kind of figured out the gray area in the contract where they can't fine him, but he's not. So it is a thing that
I'm here
because a couple people that like the dude the lineman for the Jets hasn't even showed up yet. Now he's getting fined every single game.
Oh, he's not even there.
No, he's not even there. And I think there's another one that maybe CD Lamb at the very beginning. I don't remember. There's another guy also that's doing that same thing that's just not getting paid and getting docked and they get fined. There's all sorts of shit. All right, let's get the fuck out of football.
I'm excited about it though.
I'm definitely excited.
College football's back.
Yeah.
Watched some last night. It's just football. It's just different. The air is different when there's football being played.
It's just nice. It's a good sport where, instead of baseball, fucking boring.
And I love watching college football too. So I mean, I'm pretty happy right now. 23rd September, the haunted houses will open in this area.
You excited about haunted houses?
We're huge haunted house people. Actually, the 15th, one of them opens. I love these fucking haunted houses. Me and my kid goes every week to a different one. You and Kane are going to go with us.
I doubt we'll go. He's not a haunted house person at all.
He isn't?
No. So, I mean, unless he changed it over the year, he's getting, he seems to be growing up every day, but, you never know. But he's never shown interest in that shit. He gets scared pretty easy. He's not, he don't even like horror movie commercials.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Nah,
yeah, that wouldn't be for him.
Nah, yeah, he's not into that shit. So, we'll have to wait till next year if you guys got things again because he ain't. Yeah.
Just not him.
Dude, he got me the other night. Not even got me. So, Kane, for whatever reason, every night he gets mad right before he goes to sleep. Stupid as shit, usually. So the other night, we're sitting in bed upstairs, me and him and Carmen, watching TV, and Carmen mentions that he has to give blood like next week for, they're testing for something. And so he just flips out. He starts being a dick, telling everybody to shut up, and just stuff like that. He told me, he's like, why do you have to come home? Everything's good until you get home. And I'm just like, what did I do? He just gets all mad. And so we're like, go to bed, dude. He goes to bed and we, as he's going to bed, we're like, I love you. And he comes back in the room. He looks at me. He goes, I hate you.
He did that last night?
That was 3 nights ago.
Wow.
And then he goes to his room.
It's a good feeling when your kid tells you, I hate you.
No, it's the first time he said that to me. He says it to his mom all the time. But not all the time, but he said it to his mom. It's the first time he's ever said it to me. And I remember doing that shit as a kid. I laughed, after he left. When he said it, then he left the room, and I'm like, oh, he's mad,
I mean, when we were kids, we said shit
yeah,
like that.
It doesn't hurt my
God,
feelings.
I wish my parents would get struck by fucking lightning right now.
Yeah, it didn't hurt my feelings, it bothers her a little bit more. And I remember it used to really bother my mom back in the day.
Yeah.
But then, you don't ever tell us that it bothers you because now we know our weapon, Boom, we got you. We know it bothers you. So I don't let it bother me anyways because I know it. Whatever, who gives a shit? But.
You hate me? This is my Xbox.
Then I, come downstairs and playing video games and high and blah, blah, blah. And I start getting that arm pain again. And then I go into a full mode panic attack that, not that I'm going to die or have a heart attack, this is how cruel the world is. Where my son's last words to me are going to be, I hate you. And he's going to have to live with that the rest of his life. You know what I mean? Like, I was starting to feel bad for him, like in my head, like, God damn, I got to live through this because otherwise his life's fucked.
You know what? I'm not your son or anything, but I think from this day on, because of that, every time I leave you, I'm going to say, I hate you. Last thing I say. Just to say it.
It won't bother me if you do it. You're not my kid. Exactly. Like,
it wouldn't bother you, but it certainly wouldn't feel good.
Nah, I don't give a shit.
Hey, man, thanks for the beers. I hate you.
Fuck you.
Then I'm out.
Right, so it really got to me though, just because I'm just thinking like, God damn, dude, if I have a heart attack right now and he never sees me again, and that's his last words, he's gonna have a horrible life.
Yeah,
it's gonna haunt him for the rest of his life.
Agreed.
Like I gotta make it through tonight.
Hey, last night I was trying to call in to WLW to yell at them. And I never got through.
You got to stop listening to WLW, dude. There's so many good podcasts out there, and you're wasting your time with WLW.
Because it's a 12-minute drive.
I don't. Then I can listen to 12 minutes of my podcast.
Well, no, because if I like it, then I'm going to end up sitting in front of my apartment listening to the rest of it.
Oh, I don't know. I just wait till the next time in my car.
This assholes last night they do this trucking show.
Yeah, they've done it forever after midnight.
Yeah,
it's horrible.
And the guy said, "Hey, here's what I want all you people to do. Next time you see a trucker, throw him a wave. If you see him pumping gas, walk up and say thank you. These guys are providing you with all the food." And I said, I want to call up and say, fuck those guys. I hate truck drivers.
My way.
I walk up and say, you splashed mud on my fucking windshield, you cock. You cut me off. Fuck you.
We could come up with better ways to transport these.
Hey, how about fucking...
we got drones.
No, that's my asshole of the week, so I'll do that later.
Well, you kind of brought into my... I think my hero of the week. You didn't go there, but it reminded me. So here we go.
I need a hero. Holding out for a hero. Doug Morning Light. He's got to be strong, and he's got to be fast, and he's got to be larger than life. I need a hero.
All right, we got a hero this week, and my hero this week, again, for something, it's not something you would think I'd like somebody for, but I fucking enjoy it. We got a Trump store in Anderson, dude.
No way.
A full-blown Trump store. And
they got them all over Gatlinburg.
Yeah, of course. I've seen them elsewhere, and especially in vacation areas, but in Anderson Township. So if you just go to the end of Salem, it's right there, right across the street from the Papa John's I worked at for fucking 10 years.
Oh, where you turn left onto Beachmont?
Yes. And it's in an old, it's great because it's in like an old, car repair thing, so it's just like 3 bays, and it's all dirty old, and it says gigantic Trump store on the top, and there's just giant like cardboard cutouts of him everywhere, and just all sorts of flags, and every fucking time I pass it, I giggle. It's funny to me.
It is funny.
This is why he's a hero, not Trump, but the guy that made the store, because I get enjoyment every time I pass that store, because 2 things. It's hilarious. It's fucking dumb. I've never seen this. I'm 43.
You're going to walk in, nothing but Trump t-shirts, buttons,
everything. They're just hero worship. It's so crazy. But it also, I enjoy it because I know the only people that like it for real are just full on window lickers. Because even if you agree with Trump's policies, if you're out there buying cardboard cutouts of him and shit, you're a fucking weirdo. There's no way about it. It's one thing to say, yeah, he's a good politician. I like him. I like what he does. Okay, whatever.
If you want to buy a MAGA hat.
I don't agree with you, whatever. And even if you want to buy a MAGA hat, I guess I'm not that weirded about it. But the posters and the flags and that's weird, dude. Yeah. It's just fucking weird. So those people are weird. But then also people like my wife that just hate Trump so much. I know how angry they get every time they pass it. And there's people that live in Anderson that have to pass that 3, 4, 5, 6 times a day. And every single time, they're white knuckling it as they motherfuckers.
People walking in the store, their own rolling windows. Fuck you!
Yeah, exactly. They're seeing the people and judging every person in the parking lot.
Fucker. His kid goes to school with
Mr. Jenkins, that fucking cunt. I know he didn't like the trans, like shit like that. And meanwhile, I'm just, there's one guy out there I was in the car with my wife and we're driving by and he had the honk for Trump thing.
Yeah.
So I laid it on, of course. So fucking, it's not like I'm actually.
You look like a Trumper.
It's just funny. And she got so pissed, dude. I think she punched my arm. She's like, what the fuck? I was like, I didn't actually vote for him. It means nothing. It's just hilarious.
Guys are out there fucking Uncle Sam hats. Come on in.
Oh, dude, it's great.
It's
a pretty big little store. I mean, it's 3 things, but you got a lot of shit in there. It's like a hoarder.
Do you think Carmen would go into the Kamala Harris store if they opened one?
No, I don't. She's going to vote for Kamala Harris, but I don't think that's the difference, though, is there's no Biden store. There's no Kamala Harris. Even when Obama got
this is a cult.
Well, yeah, and Obama got pretty popular, and you would see some black people every once in a while with like an Obama hat, something like that. Outside of that, though, and they kind of had a reason. It was the first black president ever.
Yeah.
It's kind of a big thing. So I'll give them a break on the hats. You know what I mean? But it never felt like a cult even then. But this one, it is. It's a full blown cult. But both of them are cults.
They are cults.
That's so crazy. I mean, you're either in this country now, you're either a commie, a fascist, That's it. You got two options. Because if you vote Democrat, every Republican out there is like, fucking commie wants to murder.
I think if he's truly your hero, you should go into the store and at least buy like a button.
Nah, I ain't giving him any fucking money. Fuck that guy.
Buy a button.
I really, like I told Carmen, I hope it's some fucking Indian that don't give a shit about politics and just making some money. You know what I mean? Like that.
It could be,
If
too.
it's that, I might do that. You know what I mean? Like,
Welcome to Trump store.
yeah, exactly. That would be fucking perfect. But I don't know who's actually running. I haven't stopped by.
Give me the cardboard cutout of him with blood on his ear and that vape cartridge.
I'm thinking, though, if he loses, they go to day after. And just like go in there like, you guys got some 2-for-1 sales? What do you got here? We can't use this shit. Motherfucker's going to be dead, by in 4 years.
No, so. it'll be at least a couple years because if he loses the investigation of the stolen.
Oh yeah, you're right.
That'll come all over.
They got to go again.
And they'll be in more fucking force than they were before.
Yeah.
God, it's hot in here.
Yeah, well, that's what happens when it's 90,000 degrees outside.
Fuck.
And all we got is like a couple little fans. I don't know if this is on full. Let's check. Yep, that's the best we can get. That's on high too.
Wow, it's a.
We're getting there. We only got a little bit more.
Hey, let's go to asshole because I've got one.
Okay, I think I got an asshole too. I ain't getting too political today though.
Asshole of the week. My asshole of the week is the Kroger Corporation.
The whole corporation.
Well, you know what kind of trouble they're in right now. They're in some serious fucking trouble because during COVID and subsequently afterwards, they
raised everything.
Triple charged when they didn't need to. Their costs weren't up that much.
Yeah, I know.
Eggs, milk, all that shit. They were just fucking people to meet their margins.
Everybody was.
But they're the ones that got caught.
Yeah.
And right now they're in a fucking legal investigation. They're facing massive fucking penalties and charges. And I've been going to Meijer for the last 2 years. So fuck you, Kroger. You're an asshole.
Fuck you. You always get them confused, too.
Do you remember when people were going, it was really true. You were paying $5 a dozen for eggs.
Yeah, I got crazy there.
They didn't have to be doing that.
Oh, what the?
They just fucked you.
I said that the whole time. I was like, what, the fucking chickens have COVID? What's going on?
You know what? Fuck Kroger. They're assholes, and I won't go back.
I bet you if you looked at Meijer's, the prices were the same.
Well, maybe.
I mean, grocery stores don't typically, one of them don't yank them up without the other one.
But
it's usually one of them does, and the rest of them go, ooh, we get to yank ours up and blame them.
Well, Kroger's the one taking the heat for this.
No, for sure.
But what an asshole move.
It's because they're getting investigated, I believe, because they're trying to merge.
Hey, Kroger, everybody's out of work. COVID's got everybody sitting at home. No one has any money. Let's raise the prices on them.
Yeah,
fuck you, asshole.
If Kroger's and Albertsons merge together, between them and Walmart, they will control 70% of America's groceries.
Yeah.
Which makes, that's not good. It's not good.
It's still not a monopoly, though.
Not technically, but I mean, it's just not good, especially because they can do that. Like, okay, Walmart, you're going to raise yours, well, we raise ours. Now we set the market.
Yeah.
This is what it is. Eggs now cost $4 a fucking dozen. Deal with it. And that's basically what the rest of us have to do. They had some fucking, not advertisement, some article the other day in the Cincinnati paper, talking about the P&G has got record profits again this year, and the boss gave himself like a $9.8 billion bonus or something like that. And then you go and look into it. They've raised their prices like 15% over the last year. That's where this profit and this stuff's coming. It's a fake recession right now.
Yeah.
Everybody thinks we're going through a recession. It's not. It's these corporations just fucking us.
Yeah.
And no one doing a goddamn thing about it. Not a goddamn thing.
Well, no, because the politicians make money off these corporations.
Well, they're the ones that pay their bills. Yeah. They're the ones that support their campaigns. They have no choice. Their hands are tied because they're beholden to that shit. All right. Yeah. My asshole of the week is RFK Jr.
Boy, we are political today.
Hey, God damn it, man. I wanted to vote third party this year. I wanted to vote for something. And, I always knew RFK had his flaws, but he said a lot of things I agreed with. Man, I'm like you with this fucking cough.
Yeah, it's really annoying.
I don't even smoke. I'm just coughing. Anyways.
Now he's a Trumper.
He decides all of a sudden. The problem is the Democratic Party really tried to fuck RFK Jr. over.
They did.
They went out of their way to try to keep him off the ballots and just fuck him over. And he is now... Joe Rogan did the same thing, or when all the liberals went after him. His passion for revenge is stronger than his actual beliefs in things. You know what I mean? Like if he really believed in what he believed in, there's no way the guy would possibly endorse Trump. And even if Trump and him agree on 3-4 things, there has to be a million different things that they disagree on or that he should be, against with everything he's been saying his whole fucking life. And now all of a sudden he goes to not only a Republican, but pretty hardcore Republican.
Yeah.
Now I know Trump said he's going to do a couple things about the food. He's going to do this. He
offered him a fucking cabinet spot.
Yeah, basically. But really, do you think...
But that's before this.
Donald Trump has been proudly living off McDonald's and Diet Cokes.
Yeah.
Remember when the college teams went to the White House and he bought them all Big Macs or whatever? Yeah. You expect that guy to be the guy that changes the food standards in America? You think he gives a fuck about that? Now, maybe he's just won't give a fuck at all and will just give Kennedy the position, like, do whatever you want.
Yeah.
And maybe that's what he promised them and that's why he's going for it. But either way, while he's doing that, he's also doing crazy Donald Trump shit. The other day he came out and said that he's for... immunity for all cops. No matter what, immunity for all cops.
Kennedy said that?
No, fucking Trump did. Just immunity for all cops. If you just kill someone, this is who you're going to go with? I don't care who the fuck you are. When someone says stuff like that.
There has to be more to that.
No, I don't think so, buddy. He's just a crazy person.
He can't say you can pull somebody over and shoot them because they're black
and
you get immunity.
Say that. He just said immunity for all cops. He didn't go into the details, but that's what he can do is he can just throw out basic shit like he don't need it. But either way, that's who he is, and you're going to put your voice behind them after years and years and years of building a platform and believing in things. I just don't believe it anymore. Yeah. I mean, you've shown yourself to be full of shit and just wanting a power position or just so hell-bent on revenge that you're going to change everything you've ever believed in just to get back at the Democrats.
Well,
which probably isn't going to work. I mean, I still think Kamala wins this now.
Do you?
Yeah, I think it's more and more and the closer it gets. He's starting to make a lot of flub-ups and saying some stupid shit. Like, he's always said stupid shit, but now he's coming off as old and crazy, not just crazy.
Yeah, he's doing Biden stuff.
Yeah, well, he's not full Biden, but you can tell, like, okay, well, he's not there now, but if he's in there for 4 years, you can't. He might be like Biden was when Biden ran.
And that's probably one of the key factors in picking a 39-year-old running mate.
Yeah, but this is also the same guy that came out and said vice presidents don't mean shit. He picks his running mate and then throws him under the bus right away.
He does.
He's like, well, this guy's getting way too much attention. I need this is my attention.
I need it.
I need it.
Well,
so that asshole of the week, RFK. I'm no longer a fan, buddy. You go fuck yourself. I mean, you still say some shit I agree with, and honestly, if you do get in there, I hope you do some of the stuff you're saying you're going to do. But come on, you're believing Donald Trump.
Well,
give me a break.
I was gonna. We've been going over this bucket list of me wanting to cross off a midget.
Yeah, she didn't respond. I was hoping, putting her name in the thing. She didn't respond. It would pop under her algorithm. Someone said her name, and she would take a
she's in a bar, so I mean, I know she's old enough. I mean, she's probably in her. I don't know how the little people.
What the hell does that have to do with it? They're all midgets are 23. They just.
But I'm just.
They're born 23 and they stay 23 for life. I just want
people to know because when people come to me and say, "Hey, I got a midget for you," and it's a man.
I got a midget.
I'm not interested.
Yeah, you told us you're not doing dudes. We get it. We get it.
But the cuck lifestyle is going well for me right now. I'm getting a lot of interest in new cows.
New cows. Oh shit.
What was that? An insect?
I look like a booger, but I might have fell out of that lady's pussy. I might have been a dried up piece of that
right
guy's.
Out of the picture.
Yeah, it might have been a dried up piece of that guy's green cum.
Why is it green?
I don't know, dude. That's a gross.
God, that's what I said. Why is it green? I said, was it green when it went in, or
it just came out green? Ooh. I've been driving around a lot of. What I found out is there's a lot of like crackheads and shit that use Uber and Lyft.
Oh yeah,
especially during the daytime to get around. Yesterday I had not this one's not even that funny, but he's just a crackhead, and he told me he had to go pee because he got busted with what do you call it, ice. I think ice is
meth.
Yeah, ice is meth.
Yeah.
But either way, older black guy, and he had to get. I picked him up. He had to go home and take a shit, and he didn't know how to put a stop in. So then he gave me $20 to take him from Newport to downtown. Which is really quick.
Yeah.
And he's telling me he had to get downtown and pee in his jar before a certain time or he'd go back to jail. So he was all in a hurry to take his shit.
I took a girl last night.
He came out and I was like, did you wipe? Oh, man, I got it. Let go.
Oh, I wiped. I took a girl yesterday from the courthouse. Mm-hmm. I thought it was drug court. And she got in the car and she said, I hope I don't piss you off, but I'm in a really bad fucking mood. I'm like, why? She lifted up her pant leg. She had an ankle monitor on. She goes, I got to wear this motherfucker for 8 months.
What'd she do?
I
always ask.
had a restraining order against her from her niece.
Oh, she sounds crazy.
And yeah, she was from West Harrison, Indiana. That's where I took her.
Oh, God.
And she had a restraining order against her niece. And her niece apparently was talking shit to her daughter, so she called her. And basically, the conversation got ugly. She made threats, physical threats, and the niece recorded the whole fucking thing.
Oh, wow. Now she's wearing an ankle monitor.
She said it's 8 months with the ankle monitor or 78 days in jail.
I picked up another guy from parole or probation court. He had to see his probation officer or whatever, and he's maybe like my age, white dude. He was a former veteran, I found out. And I was like, so what you in there, or what you have to do? He's like, oh, I got busted. They found a little bit of residue in the baggie. And he's like, it was old, but they found it in my house. I was like, oh, cocaine. He's like, no, fentanyl. So I'm like, okay. And then we're moving on. I'm like, well, why were they in your house? And he's like, someone said I was building machine guns with this 3D printer. I got a feeling this motherfucker was building 3D machine guns.
Probably was.
Because the way he was talking, you know what I mean? And like, he said they found my printer, but they did nothing else. But
and what's the fucking difference? I can't make a firing pin.
he's like, but they, found the baggie, and I hadn't even done anything in a while. I'm clean now, but I had a baggie in there. They had some fentanyl in it. And then I asked him, I was like, oh man, there's fentanyl. And I was like, did you mean to have fentanyl? Did you think it was something else? He's like, no, I got fentanyl. And I was like, I figured you got heroin and that. He's like, no. He's like, heroin doesn't exist anymore, dude. I'm like, really?
They're all just shooting.
That's what he told me.
Fentanyl?
He said you can't find heroin now. He's like, it's all fentanyl. It's cheaper. And he's like, and as he said,
it kills you.
Well,
if you shot straight fentanyl in you,
no, it don't kill you. You just got to use a lot less. That's the difference. It's because heroin, you need a certain amount of heroin to get you fucked up. Let's say you need a dime size amount of heroin, the size of a dime. All right.
Okay.
Well, fentanyl, you need about a quarter of that to do the same thing. So what happens is people think they're getting heroin, take the dime size that they would normally take, and it kills them. Oh. Now, if you took the quarter size thing, you would get the dime size buzz of the heroin for a lot less, because it is basically the same buzz. So if you know you're doing fentanyl going in, and you know your amount, it's not any more dangerous than heroin.
Yeah,
you just got to know the amount, because you're getting something that's much stronger. It's like it's the difference between beer and Everclear. You know what I mean? Like if you drink a can full of Everclear, good luck. But if you drink a can full of beer, you're fine.
I had a guy tell me one time that when he was a heroin guy, this guy.
Yeah. You see those all over town.
Literally, as soon as you push the plunger in, it hits you.
Yeah, it goes right in your bloodstream.
Like right away.
Yeah, right away.
As soon as you go, ooh.
That's why a lot of those guys die with the needle still in their arm.
Yeah.
Because they don't even have the energy to take it out. Or a lot of times, I've been around a lot of junkies doing junk. One of the other guys helping would take the needle out. You see that a lot, where they go like this, and then his friend grab the fucking needle. Go share that.
I'll wipe it off.
Yeah. Hey, let's get some of Matt's hepatitis.
Fuck, as long as it's
I don't know how many of those.
death.
I think a couple of those guys do have hepatitis. I don't know. I don't
share
talk to many
needles?
of them. Yeah, well, not all of them shared needles, but a lot of them, like, they might not have shared needles, but they used the same needle for like years.
Somebody used to tell me that I could get hepatitis from eating butt, and I'm like,
eating butt. That's another weird one I had.
what?
Another customer.
They like to eat butt?
No, he made no sense. It was this weirdest fucking dude. I picked him up downtown, African dude, and he starts telling me that he went blind from people putting lasers in his eyes, but then he changed the story halfway through that he went blind from eating butt, and that he has a yeast infection from eating pussy right now. He has a yeast infection in his throat because he kept on coughing. That's what he told me it was. I was like, I don't think that's the way that works, buddy. Oh, you can't get used from eating pussy.
Is that what he said?
Yeah. And I was like, I don't think so. I'm not a doctor, but he's like, thank you so much. I've always thought that's how you get yeast infection.
Maybe from a country that doesn't have any soap in it.
But he really had me confused with the laser hitting his eye when he was eating butthole. Like, there was this whole story.
Why was there a laser?
I don't know, dude. He made no sense at all. And then I dropped him off.
I've eaten lots of butt, and I've never seen a laser.
And I dropped him off at the most hillbilly house. And this is like an African dude. I dropped him off at a hillbilly house in Erlanger with some guy working on a motorcycle and in the front. And then he's like, he asked me when we were pulling up, he's like, are you from the ghettos of Anderson? Because he asked if I was from Anderson. I was like, there's no ghettos in Anderson. He's like, oh, well, what I'm really trying to ask is if you want to buy any pills or weed.
He said that?
So I'm like, no.
You say what kind of pills?
No, I didn't even ask. I'm like, no, I'm good, man. Like, buy pills from the fucking laser butt eater. Like, this guy's a nutcase. And the person that ordered the lift was this old white dude named John. So like when you picked it up, it said John, old white dude picture. And then this African dude got in my car. And that's why I was like, what's the address you're going to? That's how I checked it.
You're looking for white guy John with the tie, and all of a sudden a Somali pirate jumps in.
Yes, dude, it was weird. I mean, he looked kind of professional African dude, you know what I mean? Like, but either way, it was like, he didn't match that picture. So, and then it just threw me off because he's lasers and buttholes and pills, and I pull up and the motorcycle repairman there looks like he just got out of jail, and then the old white guy, I guess, is inside. Is that his boyfriend? What the fuck is going on here?
I got a good fuck you, so let's go there because I got a good one.
All right, and we do got to get, we got a little bit of time. We got a little bit of time.
We're an hour in.
Well,
God damn,
let's not get to the fuck you right away then. Let's get to... This is kind of built off of this. Because I just wonder sometimes. Oh, did you ever see you've seen Speed, right?
Yeah.
Dude, how hot is Sandra Bullock in that?
Oh, smoking.
Yeah, I just seen that the other day, so it just reminded me. But...
The original.
Does that make me gay? Now, this is kind of built on our discussion last week, and as you did convince me fully, Brittany Griner has an Adam's apple.
Huge one.
So, I am asking, if you find a person, and I'll just say person, and they're extremely attractive, and you fuck it, has pussy, also has an Adam's apple, does that make you gay?
No.
No?
No, there's a vagina there, man.
Yeah, but you've said that only women can have Adam's apples.
Well, it's my understanding that only men have Adam's apples, but I mean, men aren't supposed to have an extra arm, but some guys do.
True.
Like that guy that grew the dick on his arm that you showed me.
True.
There's examples of people that don't have what they're supposed to have. There's a vagina there.
If you were fucking the girls with an Adam's apple and you had her like that and you rubbed her Adam's apple as you're getting it?
That makes you gay.
Does that make you gay?
No, it makes you curious.
It makes you curious.
Because honestly, if I saw a hot girl and she had an Adam's apple, I'm going to focus on anything else.
Yeah.
Just to try to forget that it's there.
Yeah. I think you're
tits. Go like this.
Well, this was a trap. The whole thing was a trap so I could call you gay. All right, and it didn't work. It didn't work. But I did some research because this is what I do, just to prove you wrong sometimes. But
you don't have a job.
Yeah, I don't have a job. I'm a loser. Not doing shit. I mean, I work 40 hours a week, but I don't have a job. Girls have Adam's apples. All girls have Adam's apples.
Okay.
Now, your Adam's apple, typically testosterone in your body, and everybody has testosterone, girls and guys. But since guys have more, their Adam's apple tends to get bigger, and that's also why they got deeper voices. And that's probably why Brittany Griner has a deep voice also, because she has a big Adam's apple. A lot of times those are related.
Yeah,
all right?
A big one.
But there are famous women, and the most famous woman that I can think of, that after I looked it up, that has a very prominent Adam's apple, is your girl from Speed. Sandra Bullock? Sandra Bullock has a giant Adam's apple, and I've always find her to be very attractive.
She's very attractive.
Yeah, and there's a couple other girls where certain pictures you can see them, like there's some Taylor Swift pictures where you can see her Adam's apple, Miley Cyrus, I believe. Just certain pictures. A lot of times it's skinnier girls that you can see it on, or Miley Cyrus kind of has a deeper voice. Yeah, just type in Sandra Bullock Adam apple. It pops up.
Oh, there it is.
Yeah, dude, it's prominent.
Prominent.
Yeah, she has a very big Adam's apple. Now, I was with you last week when you said that, and I was like, I guess guys are the only ones they have. What the fuck is going on here? Thinking maybe she had a deformity of some sort. Now, a lot of times, the reason why they have Adam's apples is because of some kind of birth deformity where they do produce more testosterone, which is probably why your Brittany Griners of the world are...
Yeah, that's a real apple.
Yeah. Are 6'4" and fucking talk like a dude because they produce more testosterone. It doesn't make them not a girl, but that's just the way their body's built. I was just surprised when I seen Sandra Bullock. Bet. That was the one. I was like, oh, I never noticed.
That's an
and it's in every picture.
Yeah.
I mean, because you put in Sandra Bullock Adam apple, obviously you could get tainted pictures, whatever. But I just put in Sandra Bullock and went through all the pictures. I'm like, fuck if she has an Adam's apple? We can't deny it.
Put her next to Brittany Griner and see which one gets you hard first.
No, she's definitely a lot more attractive. That's not the argument. The argument was, well, not the argument, but your statement that I need you to the retract is that women can't have Adam's apples. So,
oh, here it is.
Yeah.
I do retract my statement claiming that only men have Adam's apples. I realize there are medical oddities out there of females possessing same. I apologize to Brittany Griner and any woman with an Adam's apple.
Good job, dude. And while you're at it, just go ahead and apologize because immigrants can't get food stamps. Illegal immigrants
yes,
can't
they
get
can.
No, they can't. It's
I don't
illegal.
give a fuck what you say.
You're wrong. I looked it up, all the laws.
They get welfare money?
No, they can get driver's license. You can get...
So that's it. They come over here with nothing, and suddenly they're eating, but they didn't get the money from anywhere.
Well, they got it probably from their family members. But they didn't... Either way, they can't get food stamps. You have to be... Illegal aliens cannot get food stamps. You cannot come over. You can't get anything government related. Now, they got organizations that aren't government that might, help them out. But there's nothing government related. Now, in 15 states, I believe, you can get driver's license, which that blows my mind. Ohio's not one of them.
You can vote with a driver's license.
Yeah, Ohio's not one of them.
Yeah.
But, well, I don't think you can vote. You have to be registered to fucking vote. You have to.
Yeah,
you can't register. You can't register
to
vote without fucking having a social security card or being a
I'm going to the Trump store. I'll find out about this.
Yeah, we'll figure that shit
fucking
out.
I
was surprised about the driver's license. And frankly, when you said the thing about the food stamps, it was like, well, it sounds retarded, but maybe. We do a lot of stupid shit. Yeah. So I spent about 2 hours looking at it because it really interested me. And
well, you don't have a job.
Yeah, and I don't have a job. I'm a loser. The problem is, every time I see a delicious piece of meat, I get excited. I don't know what to do.
Let's go to the fuck you because I'm mad.
All right, let's get fucked you and out of here. All right, that's what's going on. He's mad.
Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you.
Fuck you.
I pick up a girl yesterday. Okay. Every time they get a rider gets in my car, you know what I say? Hi. Insert name. Mm-hmm. How you doing today? Well, I said her name wrong. She blew up.
I don't ever say their name.
That is not my name. I'm like, excuse me? It says right here. You're pronouncing my name wrong. And she yelled at me for about 2 minutes.
She's out of my car.
And then shut the fuck up.
She's out of my car.
It said Deidre on the thing.
Yeah, how was it said?
I said, Deidre, how you doing? She goes, it's Deidre.
Deidre?
Deidre.
I would never get that.
I wouldn't either. Nobody would.
I wouldn't have said it. But
hey, Deidre, how you doing? My name is not Deidre, it's Deidre. Sorry.
You know what I always do with names like that? It's funny. My friend on Facebook, I don't know.
Fuck you, Deidre.
Bella Louise. I forget what her regular name is because I just know her Facebook name. But we worked with her for such a long time, or not so long. We worked for a couple years. Yeah. Pretty black girl, Nakia, I think her name.
Okay.
Nakia put something yesterday on Facebook. Young black women, make sure you correct them every single time they say your name wrong.
Well, maybe she heard.
But with that being said, you can correct me without being a bitch.
Yeah.
Just
go, that is not my name.
Yeah, you could just go, I get that you probably spent your whole life having people mispronounce your names, but guess what? So have I. People call me Bowman. Lee Wisner still to this day, 10 years, Bowman, he calls me. Yeah, and I've corrected him. He don't care. But I don't correct him like a dick. People don't say Bowman. I go, hey, motherfucker, it's Bowman. I don't give a shit. It doesn't affect my life. Yeah, and if you got some weird ass name, what the fuck do you expect? Now, I go the opposite with those. Anytime I can't pronounce someone's name, I'll wait until the last 20 seconds of the ride and I go, hey, by the way, how do you say your name? Because I butcher them every time and I just wonder. You know what I mean? And there's some funky.
And thank you for asking.
There's some funny fucking names out there, Like
Deidre.
Leon Sianskare. And you're like, what the fuck? And I like these cool names, but I ain't going to make the attempt to say them because I know I'll fuck them up. I can't say regular words. Do you think I can say fancy names?
It looked like Deidre to me.
Yeah, Deidre, go fuck yourself. Come on.
Deidre, motherfucker.
Yeah, whatever, Dante. Eat a dick.
You can kindly fuck off now. Please subscribe and share. Well, you can kindly fuck off now. Subscribe and share. Fuck off. Fuck off.